going to talk about our duel, or our meet that we had with Osage and Oelwein. Coming out of the meet, we ended up 19-12 for our record. Oelwein was 13-21. Osage was 13-11. So all three schools had about the same amount of wins. It was just better competition than we had at Waterloo, and it's good to see because you always learn more from your losses than you do your wins, and that's definitely the case in this situation. Coming out of Waterloo, we knew a few things that we needed to work on. Coming out of this meet on Tuesday, we know we need to work on a lot more. And the better the competition, the more they expose as far as what you need to work on. And so we have a list of what we need to work on, and that's what we'll be doing for the next, from now to the end of the season. And the kids are starting to realize that, you're going to drill the same things from now until you're done wrestling. And, what we're working on here at the middle school is what they're going to be working on at the high school, and it's what they're going to be working on in college if they decide to go on to college. And the better you get at it now, the easier it's going to be. And that's kind of what my goal is as the coach here at 7th and 8th grade, is to prepare them for the high school. Run them through the warm-ups that they're going to do before they compete. Run them through kind of the mental aspect of wrestling, and introduce that to them so they understand the expectations of how we compete, and the mentality that you have wrestling for the Go Hawks. I'm just going to kind of go over how everybody did Tuesday. Austin Yant, I think he had 3 pins, ended up 3-0. Leighton Taylor had 2 matches that he was really close to winning. After both matches, we talked about taking or scoring when you get the chance to score, and I think he's starting to understand that. He had opportunities to escape and was trying to get the reversal. In one match, ended up winning or losing by 1. I think the other match he lost by 2. So just taking advantage of those opportunities to score when they're there. We're going to work on that this coming week. The thought process in winning and losing, and it's more to wrestling than just going out and wrestling. There's a process that you need to go through to get to that point of winning those close matches, and right now Leighton's he's figuring that out. Me as a coach, I need to help him to figure out those close matches, how to win those. So that's definitely a goal for me with all the guys, is understanding how to wrestle in a close match. Getting the points when you need to get them, and not giving up points when it's close. Jacob Norton went 2-1. He beat a kid that beat him last year, Parmalee from Oelwein. And Jake, in his first match, was wrestling Fox from Osage, and was driving for a takedown and got neck wrenched. In the room we call it the Denver neck wrench, but Osage has got it too. And just got put on his back, got caught. Not a big deal. He came out fired up. His next 2 matches after that, though, was a little disappointed in losing. So he took care of that against Parmalee. In that match too, he was up 7-0 and got thrown to his back the last 20 seconds. So that's another situation where learning how to wrestle and what not to do and what to do when you're up big, when you're down big, just situations like that. Hunter Poppy, he went 1-1. The match that he lost was against that Fox kid from Osage again, and wrestled tough. And that was probably the most impressed I was with any of the kids the whole day. Is the way that Hunter wrestled against that kid. He wrestled hard. He didn't back down, and it was a good match. He lost, but I'm not really concerned with him winning or losing. I was concerned with him wrestling hard, and he did. Zach Wagenhofer went 2-1. He lost against Jennings from Osage, their head high school coach's son, and the kid's good. He had 3 wins against 3 good kids Saturday. Zach gave him a good match. We just need to get to our offense a little bit more, and we talked about that a little bit, and we'll continue to talk about that in the next month and a half. Zach, he had 2 falls, I believe, with his other 2 matches, and was impressed with how he bounced back after his loss, because his first match was the one that he lost, and put it behind him and came out and wrestled well the next 2. Isaac Perkins went 2-0, I think 2 pins. He's kind of nursing a back injury, and he, when you're injured, you go out and hopefully end it quick so you don't have a chance to get more injured. And he did that. He's a little bit sore, but hopefully this break, this few days off, can help him to recover. Trevor Byram went 1-1. His match that he won, wrestled well, was aggressive. His other match, again, situation where down by 1, 20 seconds to go, and just needed to learn how to wrestle in those close matches and figure out how to score some points. So another situation where we'll work on that in practice, scoring in those situations. Jacob Eggleston went 2-1. It's 2 matches he won. Smart matches. He's wrestling more technically sound than he was 3 weeks ago when he first came in. Listening in practice, trying to figure out what I want him to do, and he did well. Kid he lost to from Oelwein, I think his name's Duffy. A good kid, good physical kid, just like Jake, and he got caught, but again, not a big deal. Wrestled hard, and we'll move on from there. Colton, he had a couple tough matches. Was a little bit frustrated after his matches, but when you haven't been on the mat quite as much as some other kids, you're gonna get frustrated. And it's good to see that he's frustrated, that he wants to improve, that he wants to get better, that he wants to win those matches. And everyone wants to win. Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way, and that was the situation with Colton. He did what I wanted him to do. He did the technique that we've shown, and I want him to know that if you continue to do that, you're going to win those matches. So hopefully down the road, he can keep his confidence high and not get frustrated, and wrestle like he did Tuesday. And with a little bit more experience, he's going to win those. Brady Leonard went 2-1. Starting to get more confident on the mat, and when he came in, he was concerned about, well, what if I forget the moves? And I'm like, well, you only need a couple. You need a takedown, you need a breakdown, you need an escape, and you need something to turn them. And he's using 5 or 6 moves and doing fairly well at them. We got to fine tune a little bit, but you don't need 10 moves. You need 5 or 6 that work well against every kid that you wrestle. And I think Brady's starting to do that. Dalton Woodyard got hurt the night before on Monday, so he couldn't wrestle. I was looking forward to watching him wrestle, because there was some tough competition around his weight, and we didn't get a chance to wrestle them, but hopefully down the road. I know we'll see Oelwein again in a couple weeks. I'm not sure about Osage, but hopefully in a couple weeks we get to see those kids that he missed out on Tuesday. Colby had a good match, technically sound again, just like he was last time. He got overmatched again in a match or two, but I'm impressed with his effort, and I'm impressed with excuse me, his technique. He's going to be good if he continues to put in the effort that he's doing. Caleb Weichert only could get him one match, and he went out and pinned the kid in the first period. Caleb's starting to understand the technique in wrestling a little bit more. Before it was just go out and move around and try to muscle kids, and he's starting to use the technique that we've taught him, and he looked good. Excuse me. So that was all the kids. Overall, it was a good day. We learned a lot of things. We know what we need to work on. We know what we need to get better at. We wrestle this coming Thursday. I think that's the 29th. Yeah, November 29th at Independence. This Tuesday, I know the varsity has double duel. I think it's Waterloo West and West Delaware. So that's Tuesday, and then we're Thursday at Independence. So hopefully some of you can come out and watch us wrestle. It's been a great season so far. Two meets in, we've learned a lot about ourselves. I think they've improved a lot physically. They've improved mentally, the approach, what they need to do, and that's what I want. I want them to be able to move on to the high school and be that much, a little bit more ready than they were, 6 months ago to wrestle for the Go Hawks, and hopefully bring home a medal someday. And if they don't, they don't. But come out and support us Thursday in Independence. After that, I think we're back home on the following Tuesday. But my next update with Independence will give a little bit better schedule. But thank you. See ya.